Hello Peaches, welcome back to Dear Peachy. Have you ever wondered how those models or celebrities always have the clearest and most glowy perfect skin? Like where are those acne scars, dark circles or uneven skin tone? How they always look so good. Well, little did we know it is all about the makeup and photo touch-up. It is totally normal to have skin blemishes because we are all humans. Skincare is always the king when it comes to dealing with skin concerns, but sometimes even the greatest spot treatments won't completely neutralize a nasty breakout overnight. While concealers and foundation can't fix our skin concerns, they sure can help your confidence when a cystic acne makes an untimely appearance. In this video, we have compiled the most useful concealing guide to help you to cover up different types of blemishes such as acne marks, cystic acnes, dark circle and smile lines. As usual, the video will be divided into different sections. Please refer to the timestamp for more details. Let's start with the dark circles and tear groove. We realize that there has been a great discussion about the latest concealing technique that the Chinese beauty guru discovered in the social media. This new technique is not only easy and quick, but most importantly, it gives a huge difference to our makeup too. You can definitely see the difference between the before and after in this video by Beijing. The eyes on the right has no dark circles and tear groove, but look at the left without makeup. The difference it made is crazy. This technique is able to cover up dark circles and tear groove in any light setting, such as indoor room lighting or even outdoor under natural sunlight. The scariest indoor lighting, the strong above head lighting. You can only see just a little shadow underneath your eye bags. Having tear grooves and dark circles can really make one look tired, and it affects our overall complexion too. In this tutorial by Beijing, she is going to teach us how to conceal them effectively. She has done all her makeup except her dark circles and eye bags to show us the before and after look. As you can see how her dark circles look from close and further distance. First, get a concealer with shade close to your own skin tone. She is using the Acne Cream Concealer. She says she likes it very much because it has creamy texture and it blends out well. Besides that, it has great coverage too. Take the applicator and fill the deepest or the darkest groove that you observe on your eye bag. Use a clean beauty blender or sponge. Tap on it gently to even out the concealer. As for now, you can see her dark circle is being covered up to around 50%. Then, we apply concealer at the same spot again. But this time, we are using a flat tip brush to blend out the edges of the concealer. Remember, do not blend out the middle part of the concealer. Only blend out the edges like what she is doing here. And also, do not use Beauty Blender for this step. She says that it is important to blend or tap it out gently. Swiping on the skin in harsh manner will smudge the product. You can see that the region under her eye bag looks brighter after this step. Look, it doesn't look cakey at all. From far, the discoloration is corrected, but you can still notice that there is still a groove underneath her eye bags when she tilts her head downwards. So the next step will be to brighten up this groove here. What you need is a matte highlighter in white or pale nude shade with no shimmers. She says this is holy grail product in helping her to conceal her tear groove. For matte highlighters like this, it is really useful in brightening up dented regions on our face. But if you are using shimmery highlighter, it will highlight your dented regions instead. Use a fine eyeshadow detail brush. Take a little matte highlighter. Fill it in the dented region on your tear groove like this. You do not need to blend it out like the concealer just now, but tap the highlighter specifically on the groove to brighten up this region. Be careful to not apply your matte highlighter at the region below here. And don't forget the end of the groove. Tap and blend it in upward motion like this. As usual, this is the region where our cheekbones and eyes connect to each other, so this region will have a slightly dented area here. Then, take a small blending brush and tap on the area that we have applied the matte highlighter. She is then using the contour shade to create her aegyo. Squint your eyes a little, and trace it following the line underneath your eye fat. You just need to apply a little product here to achieve the natural look. You are able to tell no matter how you tilt your head, your dark circle and tear groove is not visible anymore. The last step, to set the base for the makeup. Just use any loose powder you have, and take a small blending brush, remove the excess product, and set the base by using the baking technique. Using smaller blending brush to apply will give better precision and your makeup will turn out better and it can stay put longer. Just use a little loose powder will be enough. We have layered few products on our skin just now. Overdoing this step will dry out your skin. Blend at the outer region too. If you have egg yolk cell naturally, you can use a brow pencil to trace out the shadow. Look at her under eyes now. Look how smooth it looks. It still looks natural when you tilt your head down. I personally think that this is definitely a game changer. Although it requires more steps, but the difference it made worth all the effort. You should try this out too. Part 2. Acne and acne marks. There are many types of acne, ranging from the small bumpy ones to the angry cystic acnes. They all need different techniques to cover them up. Well, we have got you covered. We found a tutorial by the expert in concealing skin blemishes named Summer. She will show you all the techniques that you must know. Side note, I really love her goofy personality. She is so brave in showing her real skin without filter to her followers. It is all about the makeup, and it is totally normal to have acne even you're past your teenage years. She says her fans has been telling her that their concealer is drying their skin out. The first step before applying concealer is to ensure hydration for specific areas. You can apply primer at areas with acne and acne scars. She is using the Laura Mercier primer, or if you want something more affordable, you can go for the Embryalis moisturizer. If your acne is flaky or peeling, you can put a little bit of Vaseline on it. The second step, concealer. Are you still applying your concealer like this? Drawing a few strokes on your skin and just pat them out, and you only found out that your concealer is not covering up anything on your skin? There are actually two types of acnes. The little bumpy acne in large areas and the cystic types. If the area of your skin blemishes are as large, apply concealer before foundation. She is recommending the concealer from Zen and Medicue, or just get any concealer that you usually use, but make sure the shade is close to your natural skin tone. Take a little bit of the product and put it at the back of your hand. Using your finger, spread out the concealer. Now take a rounded slant brush, and take the concealer from the edge of the spread like this. Avoid taking too much of product, if not your makeup will look dry and cracked. Then, just hold your brush straight and dab the concealer on the areas you want to conceal. You also need to blend out the edges so that it will look more natural with your foundation. She says using brush like this will not leave any brush streaks on your skin, and it is so easy to do so. If you have done concealing, don't rush to apply your foundation. Wait for another 10 seconds for your concealer to dry. Next, use makeup puff to pat your foundation gently. Look at the difference. Always use little amount and apply it in multiple layers to achieve the natural finish. This method can be used for covering up dark spots too. You can try it out. If you have just a few angry acnes, you can refer to this method. Usually we will apply foundation before concealer. If your foundation has medium coverage, you are still able to tell that some of your acne is visible after a layer of foundation. For this kind of acne, the shade of your concealer has to be similar to your foundation shade. Not using the same shade will make your base looks patchy. She is using the cream concealer from JX Professional to show us in this part. This concealer palette allows us to mix the different shades together to get the shade that suits us the most. If you have lighter skin tone, mix the lightest and the medium shade. Or if you have tan skin, you can then mix the darkest and the medium shade. Use your fingertip to melt the cream concealer in the pot. Then, take the product and put it at the back of your hand like this. For this, we will need to use smaller rounded brush to apply the concealer. You can see that the brush is much smaller than the one she is using earlier. Mix both shades slightly, and apply it using the same technique. Hold your brush straight and dab on them. Look how the acne is covered up. But the edges are not even out yet, and it looks unnatural. Let's wait for a few seconds for the concealer to settle. Then use the same brush and blend out the edges. Never touch the center region, but only blend at the edges. Look! Now it looks like your skin is flawless. Step 3. Setting the base. If you want to make sure that the shade of your foundation and concealer look similar, you can pick the translucent powder. She is using loose powder from the Japan brand called Free Plus. It has a little bit of coverage too. Use a flat brush to take the loose powder. Use the flat side of the brush and gently pat it on your skin, so it will not smudge your concealer away. If you like to use puff sponge, make sure to rub it to spread the powder evenly on the puff. Pat it out evenly on the concealed areas. Just look at the before and after. You can't even tell that she has any blemishes on her skin. Also, if you have acne on the sides of your face, remember to apply your blush like this. Pat it out gently on your skin. Do not swipe your blusher. Your concealer will sure be gone, or else you will start wondering that your concealer isn't able to cover up your acne. Have you gotten all the tips? I think that this tutorial is really useful when it comes to special occasions like prom or a photograph session. Well, we have also found another tutorial to show you how to cover up the extra angry cystic acne. They are the trickiest to conceal because they are often large and painful. It is still best not to cover them up with makeup every day, but still, it definitely affects our confidence when we need to look good in certain events. This beauty guru has a really cute username. Her username is called as Chili Oil. Let's see how she conceals her bulging cystic acne and acne marks in just a few simple steps. All your concerns will be solved in this tutorial. First, remember to prep your skin with your usual skincare, sunscreen and primer. Please avoid applying foundation or concealer without prepping your skin. It will be really harsh on your skin. When you're done prepping with your skin, we will start with our acne marks first. Use a concealer which has one shade darker than your natural skin tone. Do not apply directly on your skin. Put the product on the back of your hand. Use a rounded head concealer brush to take a little bit of concealer and dab on the area that you want to conceal. Her acne marks is not visible anymore after applying in this technique. I seriously think that having the right brush is the game changer in concealing. Maybe it's time to invest in some good brushes. The finish of the concealer matched with the base seamlessly, and her skin looks flawless now. Just like what has mentioned in the previous tutorial. Don't rush to apply your foundation. Wait to let the concealer settle on our skin. Also, avoid using foundation brush to apply your base. Only use beauty blender or makeup sponge for this step. Gently pat the foundation all over your face. The acne on her face is almost covered up after applying foundation, but the angry cystic acne is still visible. Get a concealer that is close to natural skin tone, or you can just mix your concealer to get the most suitable shade for yourself. She usually uses concealer that is one shade lighter and darker to get the most suitable shade for herself. Then, use the flat-tipped brush to dab on the acne. Do not blend it out immediately. Look what happens if you do so. Your concealer will be smudged and your acne will still be visible. Wait for it to dry for a while, and she is using a very interesting technique here. She is using the end of the brush handle to blend out the edges of the concealer. Always avoid the center of the acne. Only tap on the edges of the acne. You can also tap on the area further from the acne so it will look more natural. With this step, the concealer will stay put on your skin and will not get creased easily. The next step. She says it is the most important step in this whole process. Cystic acnes are usually bulgy, so it will be still visible when your head moves. Under natural lighting, you can see that the center of the acne looks whitish. So we will need to take the concealer shade that is one shade darker than our skin tone, and dab it precisely on the center of our acne like this. Repeat with the same steps. Wait for it to dry, and blend the edges out using the end of brush handle. She gets so excited as you can definitely tell that her acne is not visible anymore. If you have similar acnes on other parts of your face, just continue with the same steps. Dab the concealer at the region which looks whitish. You cannot even tell that she has any acne on her face. Every acne is covered up without any trace. This is really crazy. The last step. Set the concealed areas. Gently dab the powder on your skin like this. It gives your skin the natural matte finish look. She says your skin will look super flawless in normal social distance. You need to try this out and experience how powerful this technique is. Part 3. The smile lines. Smile lines, sometimes referred to as laugh lines, are the wrinkles that appear in the area of our face around the mouth. These wrinkles are beautiful and natural. It comes from the impressions left on your face from a happy and joyful life. But sometimes you just don't want to see them. Other than anti-aging skincare, makeup can also help in this. So we are incorporating a tutorial by Shiba to share her tried and true secret to hiding these lines with products you already may have at home. Most of us normally conceal our smile line like this. Just get a rounded brush and dab the concealer into the line. Covering your smile line in such way will give low coverage, and it creased when we smile. First, observe the brightness difference at this region. Due to this contrast of brightness, our smile lines become more obvious. If we are able to color correct this area, our smile line will not be visible anymore. For this, you will need to get a fine flat-tip concealer brush like the one she is showing now. Select concealer which is one shade lighter than your skin tone. Smile so you can identify the smile line easier. But never apply your concealer directly on the smile line because it will be creased when it dried. You should fill in the darker area above the smile line instead. Then, blend it out towards the upper and lower regions to make sure the concealer at the area of your smile line and nose wings is thin and airy. If you have a sponge head tip with you, gently pat to even out the concealer. But if you're doing this step with a makeup sponge, it will not be as precise as the sponge head tip. It blends in larger area, hence the coverage will be affected. Now the dented region of your smile line looks like it has lifted, but the finishing might be too dewy. You can then set it with loose powder. The last step. You can take a fine flat brush to apply matte highlighter specifically on the smile area, and your smile line will not be visible anymore. Look at the difference. Covering up smile lines will firm up our face and improves our complexion drastically. The makeup looks smooth and not cakey when it is observed up close. Well, we are done explaining about the tips and techniques. In the next part, we have compiled a list of concealer products that is raved by the beauty fanatics in Chinese social media. If you're still searching for the best concealer for yourself, this might give you some guide in your next shopping. You can pause the video to read the details. Next, for all the makeup newbies watching this video, here are all the brushes mentioned in our video just now. You can screenshot this and keep it as your reference so you can refer to this anytime in the future. Well, our video has finally come to the end. We just want to say that it is almost impossible to have perfectly slick or poreless skin, because we are all humans. Having acne, skin pigmentation or wrinkles is totally normal. Do anything that makes you feel comfortable and confident. If you want to conceal them, go ahead. If you feel great in your own skin, just be yourself. We will only feel beautiful when we are happy about ourselves. We hope you will enjoy this video and tell us if you think this video is helpful. We will see you again our next video. Goodbye.